I'm like really tempted to post in one of these rate me threads. Just watch I make it into one of his videos. God, that would be so funny. Rate me. Maybe he'll tell me if I'm hot. Oh my god, that would be so great if Onision wanted to date me. So we're gonna register. Password is I love chopping onions 666. It is an average strength password. Good to know. Fucking hacked. Activate. Let's go. So I've taken my best basic white girl selfie with a Snapchat filter. Hello. There. Friendos. I am just burning with the passion of 1,000 fiery stars to know how Onision would rate me. I am 19, so no need to worry about being called a pedophile. My dude. I think that's fair. I mean, it was this or just go undercover as an Onision fan, and I don't think that I could stomach that. So we're just gonna go for this little meme post. Let's just not get our hopes up that he would somehow naively rate me in one of his videos. Although that would be that would be comedy gold. It would be, without a doubt. But I highly doubt it'll happen.
8.6.
Hello friends and welcome to another video. First of all, just to get this out of the way since I know a lot of people are concerned and invested in this, my last video was a bit of a deep dive into an incel forum, and it actually ended up getting a huge response from that forum that it was about. Absolutely nothing productive or coherent, just pages of people talking about how they're gonna rape and murder me in various order, but a lot of you guys commented or private messaged me on social media to let me know about this. I deleted quite a few of the comments referring to that forum on the video, and the reason for that is that my mom reads all of my comments very religiously, and I didn't want her to have to see that. She did though. I didn't keep up with it, I guess, fast enough. So yeah, she's very messed up over that and begging me to never talk about anything controversial on the internet again. But of course, I'm not going to do that. I was freaked out by it initially, like it's really weird to read that when it's directed at you, and I've never had that experience before, so it was freaky. But guess what the good news is? You know what looks super harmless in comparison? Not to brag or anything. I don't want to brag, but I have been called an ugly cunt by the Onion King himself on a live stream before. Because the worst thing a woman can be is unattractive to him. So I cry myself to sleep every night. How will I ever go on? That's right, I date cute girls instead. I called him a lot of creative things in my last two videos about him. I mean, I was petty. I was having fun with it, so obviously I can handle some pettiness back. I was in no way bitter that he was so triggered. He was very triggered. It was so good. But this video is inspired in a very roundabout way by Mike and Actor. Onision did another video rating his fans' bodies, all 18 plus, or like all claiming that they're 18 plus in their posts. I haven't seen the actual video, but Mike and Actor did a video responding to that video where he tries to, like, guess the ages of the girls in the photos, basically debunk the idea that they're all 18. So I was watching that video and I was like, all these pictures are coming from the Onision forums, which I've heard some references to before. So I want to look into the Onision forums. I want to see who his fan base is, what they talk about, what's going on. Let's check it out. Post before your makeup and after. Am I ugly because a random person said it to my face? Would Onision smash or pass you? Please rate me. What is your religion? Sexual preference. Honest smash or pass. Using nanotechnology for... That's a jump. Okay. Rate this hamster. Now this is the content I came for. 10 out of 10 because he looks like a cryptid. It disgusts me that people tried to immediately make the recent shooting about politics. Repeating exactly what Onision has said before. Oh, great. Hot take. I'm just curious what Onision's fan base is like. I feel like we forget that he has fans a lot of the time. I feel like I've been isolated in this very anti-Onision bubble. Like, I'm curious. It feels... maybe my mom is right. Like, when Onision feels like a breath of fresh air, it's gotten dark. But, like, I'm here for a laugh. I'm here for a laugh. Honestly, Moderator message. Ooh. For years, Onision has been getting a lot of hate. His content is really good and... I can go on. I can go on. His content is really good and he's honest. Why does he get the hate? The answer is fat or skinny and hot or not videos. I think that the right thing to do is to refrain from making threads about that topic. I understand that not everyone will stop, so I am warning everyone. If there's one person in that thread, no matter how appropriately dressed, who looks younger than 16, I am locking that thread and muting the person who posted the pictures. This might seem extreme, but this has to stop. I see no other way to enforce it. Greg doesn't deserve the hate. Please stop fueling it. You're putting the responsibility on kids who want attention from someone they look up to instead of that person they look up to using pictures of underage kids anyway? Like, I'm sorry, but Greg is the adult in this situation. It's no one else's responsibility to stop him from getting into controversies. Like, that is on him because he's an idiot. And, like, all the threads I just saw were like, oh, rate me, am I hot, am I fat? Like, clearly that's what these people seem to think matters a lot, I guess, because that's the example they get from Greg, I guess, since that's the sort of content that he does. Maybe it's also an idea to delete all the people who are just wearing underwear. That can maybe also cause him problems. No Onision critics are looking at the Onision forums and being like, aha! There's a scantily clad person. Like, no, they're watching the content that he puts out because obviously he's not responsible for what his fans are doing on here entirely. Greg is responsible for what he puts into those videos. Like, no Onision critic, until this moment, is looking at the forums. Like, it's just me out here with these hot new takes. Okay, Onision's book. Yes, I want to see this. Once Greg's book arrived, I didn't let it go ever since. The book is amazing and very interesting because you get to learn about Greg's past reading that book. I love it so much, and that's the only book I actually read. Clearly, I'm pretty sure that only an illiterate child could ever take Greg's book seriously, or an adult with the brain of an illiterate child, so Greg and those in his league, but it still hurts my soul. It still hurts my soul to read this. But yeah, clearly there are people who resonate with Onision's mindset, and I guess they don't see him as annoying and preachy because they agree with him. See how many people are LGBTQ. You just... Okay, straight, bi, I think I'm bi, lots of bi people, semi-closeted genderqueer, I am gender fluid and bi, I am bi, rate me 1 to 10, fat and ugly, a little help needed, Onision's hair. A lot of these just don't sound interesting. Vaping. Okay. I've been vaping for a couple of years, and I have had no issues ever except having to replace coils and filling the tank. Popcorn lung was precisely bullshit. Why would you censor... These forums are, like, really not that interesting. Like, they're not dead, but they're not, like, the most active, you know? Let's go to one of the rate me ones. Oh my god, that's a child. That's a literal child. That looks like a teen. That is definitely a teen. That is a teen. Oh, children. Oh, no. I like her eyeliner. I'm gonna blur all of these out. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm just, like, crying because she looks like an adult. She definitely has lip injection. She's an adult. For that one that I got freaked out by, that the kid just looked so young, there was, like, a person who responded to that, like, you're too young, you're supposed to be, like, 13 to sign up for this forum, or something like that. So, or, like, you don't need to worry about your looks at your age. They're not out here rating 10-year-olds' butts. Like, I got an ask on Tumblr recently that was like, did you know Onision's a pedophile? And it's like, no. I don't think Onision's a pedophile. I don't think he's into prepubescent children. I think he's into teenage girls. And I think he's defended the fact that he's into teenage girls before and then deleted it. If you are under 18, stop posting on Onision's... I didn't know. I had no idea his full name was Onision. Onision's website. He has repeatedly said not to post here if you are underage, and it gives him a bad image. And no, he gives himself a bad image. And if you're going to end up ruining it for everyone else, so stop. I'm sorry if this is a bit harsh, but if you are really a fan of Onision, you wouldn't post underage good day. They very much have this, like, Onision can do no wrong mindset. So, like, they see the criticism of him rating underage girls, and they recognize that that's fucked up and it's a valid thing to criticize. But instead, they, like, blame it on their own community somehow and, like, take the responsibility on themselves to, like, stop kids from posting those images instead of stopping Greg from using them. Like, what? Meanwhile, initially he specified nothing about, like, no underage kids initially when he started making those videos, and clearly didn't care initially. It's just such a weird roundabout way of thinking, you know? Let Onision guess your personality. First impressions of your fans. Does Lanybot think you're cute? Rate me. Rate my body. Roast me, aka put my face in your video. Let Onision rate your smile. Rate me 1 to 10. Would Onision and Laney date you? It's all about whether some greasy man finds you attractive. That's the kind of content they want to see. It's just all about whether they're attractive or whether he would date them. Please talk to a real person. Kiddos, if you're here vying for Onision's attention on the internet, I guarantee you that you can do better. No matter who you are. No matter who you are. You can always do better than Onision. This has been the Inspiration Corner with Tia. I mean, what do you think, guys? Would Onision and Lainey date me? That's, like, my biggest concern in life right now. I'm really afraid I'm too old for them. I'm gonna be 20 this year, so I'm basically on my deathbed. Best way to lose weight, trying to come out. I hate my life. My therapist doesn't get it. It's tough at the moment. I just wanted to say... This sounds like it could all be one coherent thing, but it's just every title is just so... Relationship advice, please? I am me. Bullying. Best way to lose weight fast. Trying to come out. I hate my life. My therapist doesn't get it. It's tough at the moment. I just wanted to say this. Realizing stuff. For Greg and others. Been here and done that, and I am young. Advice? How to come out as trans to transphobic parents. Are you straight? Once upon a time. Plagiarism checker help. I fell face first into depression at a very young age and self-harmed for years until I saw Greg on YouTube. He didn't make me stop cutting, he didn't make my eating disorder go away, but he helped in the only way he could. He gave me his opinion, whether it was favorable or not, and I listened. And the most magical part of it all is that I got my sorry ass out of my deep, ugly, sad hole all by myself. So Onision definitely does content addressing, like, self-harm and depression, and his whole take on it is like, it's your choice to be depressed. Just don't be affected by your life sucking. You choose to cut yourself because you're weak. And I think that's a toxic mindset, definitely. But I think that YouTubers, including Greg, can have an incredibly positive impact on their fans just because it's a source of comfort for a lot of people. It's a source of comfort to have someone that you feel like you have a personal relationship with to a degree, and, like, very genuine content, and it takes you away from your life and it makes you feel good for a little while. So I can absolutely acknowledge that Greg has had that sort of impact on people. I am very skeptical that people have gotten any sort of psychological help from watching his videos, and this person clearly didn't. They got through it on their own, which is crazy. That's awesome and respectable, and I'm happy for this person, obviously. But I think it's no shock that Greg didn't directly help them. IDK, I feel like Greg would probably rate me a 1 at best by looks, so I never do the ratings because I feel like he probably would scratch his eyeballs out if he saw what I looked like. Even if he really would, who cares? Because someone else will find you attractive. This is all very much like looks and appearance, like a lot of stuff about coming out and sexuality and, like, relationships. It all very much feels like it's coming from teenagers and, like, maybe some immature younger adults. Like, it's almost nostalgic to me, like, remembering when I took this kind of stuff seriously and when I didn't ever quite think like this, but it was back when, like, this stuff was sort of, you were still trying to figure it out, like, how you're supposed to look and what your sexuality is and how you're supposed to feel, and, like, it is really confusing and weird and hard to be a teenager, and I remember these feelings well. None of these people seem crazy, they just seem like kids, and they'll grow up and be fine, and if watching Onision helps them, I don't care. I'm not here to be like, shut down Onision's channel, he's a menace to society. Like, I don't think that. I disagree with him, and I think he's an idiot. Here's what I have to say after watching this video. We are all a singular thing, and nothing we have ever done or will ever do is original. That sounds like something Onision would say. And he said okay in response. What? Do I deserve to call myself pretty? Yes. We all deserve to feel good about ourselves. And even if your looks are not your favorite thing about yourself, you can love your fashion sense or your extensive knowledge of toads or your collection of... I was looking at my own collection of weird old science fiction novels. I have... Listen, bitch. I have a very prominent Greek woman's nose, but I also have some vintage science fiction magazines, so I still win at life, okay? When I want to say that I'm beautiful out loud, I feel like people will consider me conceited, and I don't feel that way about myself. It's like when you say I'm totally humble, it makes you sound like you're just saying it and you need to prove it. Wow, you're right. It's kind of like saying you're honest all the time. But proving that you're pretty is kind of hard because everybody's opinion is different. This, again, looks like a very young child. He's at least making an effort to look like he doesn't rape underage girls. But there's clearly a lot of underage girls who are very affected by this sort of content and would absolutely want to be rated by him and see nothing wrong with it if he were, still doing that. Some of them hopefully will grow out of it. Some of them might just be as brain dead as him and cursed to live this way. But you know what? We can't stop him, so we may as well just have a laugh. Thank you so much for watching. As always, feel free to follow me on social media or support me on Patreon. And subscribe if you want to see more of me talking in the dark.